What's up, guys? Hey guys, welcome back to another fingerpicking lesson. Marco here. I want to talk to you about chords. We're going to keep experimenting and trying to find new awesome ways to play in chords. Now we are in the key of A major and we're going to be playing a bunch of beautiful sounding chords in A major key. Now, despite the fact that we are in A major, you probably noticed that the chord progression sounds a little bit, sad and melancholic. And the reason for that is because the type of chords that I'm playing and also the way I am combining fretted notes with open strings. So we're really gonna take it step by step. I'm gonna show you what I was playing at the beginning of the video, and hopefully you can then, implement all those chords in your playing, and then hopefully you can find your own awesome chords, okay? Now guys, you can get the tab, check my Patreon page if you wanna download this tab, YouTube tabs, and also additional fingerpicking programs. And also subscribe to this channel if you wanna keep up with all the upcoming lessons. Now we are going to have a close-up, guys, and we're gonna get started. Enjoy this lesson. Let's go. Alright guys, let's get started. Chord progression is awesome. It can also be challenging, okay, because it's pretty stretchy. The first chord is a beautiful A add 11 chord, okay, and then we have a E over G sharp, okay, an F sharp minor, and a D major add 9, okay. Now the first chord is this one. You have the D string fret number 7, the G string fret number 6, and the B string fret number 3, which is where the stretch is, okay? And then the E string open, okay? So root, major 3rd, 11th, perfect 5th, okay? Now the picking pattern I'm using is going to be this one. Okay? And it's basically the same picking pattern repeated twice. Now it goes like this. You have the thumb always on the D string, and then index, middle, and ring. All right. You always want to use this position, and it starts like this. You have the 4th string, so it's 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 1. Okay. Then you want to repeat the same thing, and you want to have the second part, which is the same. 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, and 4, 2 again, this time with the B open string, okay? So you have the first pattern, the first finger picking pattern, and then the second. Okay? So it's pretty easy and straightforward because it's going to be the same throughout. Now we're going to do the same thing on the second chord, okay, which is going to be an E over G sharp. It's a beautiful sounding chord. It's a little bit stretchy, guys. You have the D string fret number 6, which is G sharp, the major 3rd of E, and then the G string fret number 2, A, and then the B string open and the E string open, okay? The finger picking pattern is the same. Okay, so you have 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 1, and then again 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 2. Okay, this time you don't change anything, you don't change the note here, the chord stays the same. The third chord is F sharp minor add 11, beautiful sounding chord, and it's going to be played like this. You have the D string fret number 4 and the G string fret number 2, B and E string open. picking pattern is the same, guys, okay? Okay, and the last chord is very simple, the D add 9 chord. So D string open, G string fret 2, B string fret 3, and E string open. Same picking pattern. Okay, so you basically have 4 chords, and you want to kind of pluck the strings, you know, nicely. You want it to sound sweet. Okay, now this is the first part, and then we move on to the second section, which is played with the same chord, but with the bass note now played on the A string and E string. Now the second section is slightly easier here because the chords are less stretchy, and the reason for that is because we are playing the root note of the chord rather than play the fretted note here on the D string. We're actually playing on the A string. So we can basically get rid of these 7th fret, okay? So we're gonna play the chord like this, the A, we're gonna play the A string open, and then the G string fret number 6, and the B string fret number 3, and the E string open. And we do the same picking pattern, guys, this time with the thumb on the A string. Now the second chord is extremely simple because we're playing the E major chord, but this time rather than play the E over G sharp, we're playing the E string, the 6th open string, as the root note. Okay, and so it's very simple to play. You have the E string, the low E string, and then the G string fret number 2, and the B string and the E string open. And you play the same picking pattern. This time the thumb is on the E string. So you have 6, 3, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 1, and again 6, 3, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 2. Okay? Now the third chord is F sharp minor. And the only difference between the first one we played and this one is the fact that we have the E string fret number 2, so the bass note is 1 octave lower, and you have the E string fret number 2 and the G string fret number 2. Okay? Same picking pattern, guys, okay? 6, 3, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 1, 6, 3, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 2. And the last chord is a beautiful D major chord. This one is a little bit stretchy, so we kind of don't play the easy one anymore. We're playing it like this, okay? So you have the D string open, G string fret number 7, B string fret number 5, and the E string fret number 9, okay? So you got D, you got the D, you got the E, which is the 9th, and you got the C sharp, which is the major 7, okay? Picking pattern is the same. Okay, so you have 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 2. Same thing, guys, okay? Alright, guys, now the B section is a whole different game because we're gonna play different chords, okay? Now, the first chord is F sharp minor, okay, which is played like this. We have the, let me just fix the camera. Yeah, we have the A string fret number 9, okay, which is the F sharp, the D string fret number 11, which is the 5th, the C sharp, and then the the B string fret number 10, which is the A, the minor 3rd, and the E string open. Now, the way you want to pluck this chord is that you want to put down the whole thing. And then you have the thumb on the A string, and then you have the B string, the E string, okay, the A string, and the D string. So you have kind of a different picking pattern here. and you want to make sure that the whole chord rings out. Now the second chord, I have a beautiful D♯9 chord, okay? And we're gonna play the A string fret 5, D string fret number 7, B string fret 7, and the E string open. Now, the funny thing about this chord is that we're gonna start with the B string, so you wanna put down the whole chord, okay? And we're coming from the F sharp, no? Now after them, I'm putting down the chord, but the very first note that I'm playing is the B string. Okay, so I have B string, and then B string, A string, D string, A string, and E string. Okay, and it's a beautiful sounding chord. And then after that, we have an A major chord, which is played like this. Okay, now the chord is very simple. You have the E string fret number 5, which is the root note, and this is the only fretted note with the D string fret number 7. Okay, but we're coming from the D, and the very first note that I'm playing when I play the A chord is the B string open, and then the E string fret number 5, then the D string fret number 7, and then the E string again. Okay, so B, E string, D string, E string, and the G string fret number 6. Okay, this is the fretted note that I add after that. And then after that, I'm playing the fret number 6 and 7 on the G string. Okay, so now the second time you repeat the same thing again. You have the F sharp minor is the same, the D is the same, but we change chord. And we have the E major chord. Low E, D string fret 9 and B string fret 9. You pluck that simultaneously. And be careful with the E string, can buzz a little bit. Okay? And then we have on the D string fret number 11 and B string fret number 10, and then 12 and 12. Always on the D and B string. So the whole thing, the B section, and we go back. Play the same, and then we just play a D major chord, okay? Just the last chord before we end the exercise, and we play just a D major chord, arpeggiated, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, and A major.